Well, it's August 18th, and I got a few things hanging up in the garage to paint. I wish I had a little more room, but this is about all I wanted to do. Some spindles and the seat gas tank area, the axle. Some of the sides I wet sanded, the sides that you would see. Other than that, I just scuffed it up and wiped it down with wax and grease remover, and gonna give her a couple coats, see how she turns out. Okay, it's August 20th, and I just put some stuff that I had painted in the garage outside. I'm trying to find an angle, and I can't see in the viewfinder very far, but that stuff really came out smooth and shiny. It really did. Looks pretty darn good. So, and there are the rims. They're nice, bright, white, and shiny. So, the axle's still in the garage. But I'm going to prep up some other pieces and get them hung up. And today'd be another good paint day. It's a little warm, but not too bad. Humidity's down a little bit. So hopefully everything goes well. Well, it's 8/25/2011. And due to the weather and having other things to do, I haven't been able to do too much last couple days. So I decided today to get a bunch of things cleaned and primed and ready to spray. And I'm hoping to be able to spray these tomorrow. I got a wedding this weekend, but I hope to be able to spray these tomorrow. Everything is actually coming along pretty good. I'm just basically doing the same wire brushing, sanding, really cleaning well with the wax and grease remover multiple times. There's a couple pieces there that are ready to be primed. And just doing it piece by piece. But if I get all this stuff painted, I should be able to get a rolling chassis together. So, and I'm pretty excited about that, to actually be able to get the wheels on and actually get something tangible I can look at and start assembling piece by piece. So, a little windy today. As you can see, the plastic's really blowing around. Yesterday we had gusts up to 30 miles an hour, so today I think it's pretty much just a constant 17-mile-an-hour wind. But I'm hoping tomorrow be able to get a lot of little things sprayed and start assembly. Well, it's August 26th, and I finally got around to painting this stuff. So I ended up getting a little busy last night and didn't get home until 8 o'clock. So I kind of had a rough time today painting. I don't know why the paint didn't want to go on as well as it had been. I thought everything was set up and thinned out the same. It ended up all right, but I was a little worried on the first coat. That tack coat looked horrible, absolutely horrible. But everything after that, and this plate I had already painted, but it got knocked off the sawhorse, so I sanded it down and repainted. I don't know if you can see, there's a bug in there somewhere, and a bug has already landed in there. I'm not real happy about that. So I don't know if that will be bad. I'll try to take care of that maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna hate to have to paint that thing 3 times, but we'll see. Other than that, everything turned out, I'm not gonna lie, on parts like this that are underneath and you're not gonna see, I put the paint on a little heavy. So, corrosion protection. So, other than that, everything turned out fine. Truthfully, with all this stuff getting painted, I can start to put the frame together. Pretty pumped about that. So I'm gonna give this a few days to harden up. Here's my paint gun. You know, people are always curious what you use. This is a Harbor Freight paint gun. Kind of came like this. I just put the moisture barrier thing on the moisture filter, I should say. Very inexpensive gun. I do kind of like the way it paints. One thing that I do different is I buy the disposable paint cups. It really helps on cleanup quite a bit. Now, if I was doing it professionally, obviously that that probably wouldn't pay off for you. But for the amount of painting I do, I find these paint cups from, as I say, I bought those from Harbor Freight too. They were relatively inexpensive, and they work, and it's a lot easier. Like, I just cleaned the gun. It's a lot easier to be able to stick on a fresh paint cup. So also thought that was glass the first time I cleaned it, and you can see how it's all foggy, the pressure gauge on the regulator. And I touched it with lacquer thinner, and it fogged up. I can still read the pressure on it, but I got to make sure that I don't ever do that again. So everything else on there, the knobs are metal. So everything else, I don't know how much that paint gun was, but trust me, it was inexpensive, and I do like the way it's been working for me. So as long as it's set up right and you mix your paint right, you shouldn't have any problems. So other than that, got a wedding this weekend, so I'll let this stuff hang in the garage for a few days. That's pretty much it. One last thing I wanted to show. Paint may not stick to the metal very well, but needless to say, it's pretty much like going to one of those spray-on tanners. It sticks to the skin, the shoes, pants pretty well.